Right, I continued on the Iliad by Homer again today with my approach for a few heart references. So I read pages 241 through 300. This is 2007 Signet Classics edition. I am Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, and it is Sunday, 10 May 2026. And inspired by my cardiology self-experimentation, here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, talk through a few heart references in the Iliad by Homer, pages 241 through 300. Initial text by Homer, approximately 8th century B.C. Specific book/edition, the Iliad by Homer, translated by W.H.D. Rouse, 2007 Signet Classics edition, paperback, ISBN in the video description. These are part of my notes from reading the Iliad by Homer for the first time. Pages 241 through 300 today, Sunday, 10 May 2026. And here we go. I watched out for heart stuffs, invoking art of war style/approach. Page 241, quote, lying pierced through the heart in the heap of corpses, end quote, physical heart in the body. Page 241, quote, cleanse him of the black blood, unquote, perhaps a reference to the color of blood, blood becomes on the outside of the body later, quote, Black Death, end quote. Page 241, quote, put that temper into his heart, end quote, temper as heart edition, perhaps more like blood in its components than the pump organ. Page 248, quote, his stout heart freezes, end quote, a heart can turn and feel. Page 249, quote, a heartless way, end quote, in reference to deserting another for less glamour/certainty. Page 250, quote, generous hearts might save the woman and children, end quote, heart generosity may accompany salvation. Page 252, quote, would have lost heart, end quote, the loss of heart feel is prevented by being joined by another. Page 258, quote, and put in his and put in his inmost heart the courage of a fly. Beat him off from your skin as often as you like. He goes on biting, and human blood is his dainty dish. End quote. Strongest in the sense of smallest and most persistent and capable of handling something hard for something much larger, such as blood, quite easily. Nowadays, cockroaches might fill the social example space on being difficult to kill. So they were talking about like an insect fly. Page 261, quote, we have one name and one heart, end quote, in reference to soldiers in battle together / on the battlefield together. Page 263, quote, beating their breasts and half fainting, end quote, and, quote, all beat their breasts and wailed, end quote, followed by a speaker, quote, you shall know the sorrow of my heart, end quote. People in the past were perhaps more expressive. I personally have not witnessed such grief display in person. Page 265, quote, anger that is far sweeter than trickling honey and grows in men's hearts like smoke, end quote. Honey food reference, perhaps a blood glucose problem. Page 267, quote, the Trojans heard the brazen voice of Iliad, and their hearts were filled with consternation, end quote. Heart can understand meaning and sound. Page 269, quote, bitter bile in his heart, and bitter bile in his heart, end quote. Taste or bad character, ? Fluid in the heart. Page 271, quote, I should have had a bad time of it then if Eurynome and Thetis had not taken me into their hearts, end quote. Things can feel better in the heart with particular others in physical presence. Page 279, quote, what good was it to us both, you and me, to take things to heart so, and to fall into a soul-devouring feud for a girl, end quote. I do not feud for my soulmate. At least I aim not to. Page 279, quote, they put that blind madness in my heart amongst you all, end quote. Others can put bad energy in a heart even when amongst others. Isolatable. Page 280, quote, made answer in the cunning of her heart, end quote. Speech could be generated in the heart. Page 280, quote, these words cut him to the heart, unquote. end quote. Meaning conveyed by acoustic energy / sound can impart hurt / feeling to the heart. Page 281, quote, his heart is brave, end quote, in reference to before energy and expenditure on and departure of / from the battlefield. Page 282, quote, when there shall be some pause in the battle and when there is less passion in my heart, end quote. Passion in the heart existed in on battlefield and off battlefield pulses. Pulse nature of heart energy, a consistent theme throughout the book. Page 283, quote, we must harden our hearts, end quote. Occasion could call for / be a desirable for a hard heart. Page 284, quote, best beloved of my unhappy heart, end quote. Does the heart rank? Page 285, quote, quote, I have not the heart to touch food and drink, though there is plenty, because I miss you so, end quote. I do not understand people who do this. I have enjoyed food on all occasions throughout my life. Page 286, quote, while grief intolerable sank deep into his heart, he gnashed his teeth, end quote. Heart and teeth pairing, gnashed like clenching meets grinding. Page 290, quote, he must keep up his strength, he must not lose heart, end quote. Strength and presence of heart paired. Page 293, quote, some spite gnawing at their hearts till they run out and scold in the middle of the street, end quote. Particular nature heart fuel might need particular circumstance for release. Page 297, quote, near is the man of all others who has struck me to the heart, the man who killed my precious comrade, end quote. Person who killed someone of meaning to a person hit the heart closer. Maybe the heart feels betrayal separate from the brain. Page 298, quote, no sweet temper was here, no soft heart, but plain madness, end quote. Madness in the absence of sweet temper and soft heart. So there we go. That's for today. And because the vibes I'm getting from you guys is you're enjoying this and some of my heart stuff. So I canceled my hold on 2021 AD book Project Hail Mary to have more time for what I call home / an area I call home. I am Greek through my mother, happy Mother's Day, and do self-experimentation in cardiology, study of the heart. I had started at number 1040 in line back in March on hold for 2021 AD book Project Hail Mary through a public library system and had made it to number 580 in this month, May, and then I canceled it. Anyway, that's a few heart references in the Iliad by Homer, pages 241 through 300, 2007 Signet Classics